time is a lie. It's also an illusion. Look, we've been going over history. We've been talking about a lot of changes that have happened sudden changes, all right? And in order for them to make these things fit, they had to play with the timeline.
Okay.
Watch this. George Washington was born on the 11th of February, 1731, but his birthday was changed to the 22nd of February, 1732, due to Britain adopting the Gregorian calendar. They adopted the Gregorian calendar in 1752, and it replaced the Julian calendar. The Julian calendar being a calendar ordered by Julius Caesar in 45 BC, so they say. But that wasn't the first time that time was changed, which makes me wonder, how long has the time really been off?
Hi guys, welcome to the channel once again. These are creepy TikTok videos that will make you think the whole day.
Is actually image of Satan. Santa, if you reorganize the letters, what does it spell?
Yo,
it spells Satan, bro.
no, nah.
Alright, what's the color of the devil?
Nah.
The color of the devil is red.
No, bro.
Alright, what is the devil attached to? Greed,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And what is Christmas attached to? Having lots of things, having lots of, whether it be toys, whether it be like gifts, like you want to have a lot of something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Christmas, no doubt was originally the celebration of Christ.
Yeah.
No doubt, right? But the theory is that the Illuminati wants to separate that idea that Christmas is part of Christ. Because look at it now, bro. Like Christmas before, it used to be the nativity scene. We're thinking about baby Jesus in the...
That's all that, yeah.
Baby Jesus in the manger, right?
Yeah.
But now look at it. It's all Santa Claus wearing red. Santa Claus giving gifts. This and that, Christmas tree, snowflake, whatever, right?
That's all it is now, yo.
That's all it is now.
Commercialized.
Like, it's so commercialized, right?
Yeah.
The plan of the Illuminati was...
Eyewitness accounts of Hitler in South America.
Yeah, absolutely, potentially.
Wow.
Yep, eyewitness accounts. I saw him get off a boat. I saw him meet here. And if it was just some person saying it, it's almost meaningless.
Right.
But if you look at the context of who this person is, the wealth that they have that they shouldn't have, like, can you explain how you got so rich in 2 generations? You know, like, okay, your grandpa got here from Germany in 1946. That's weird. And he's on a legitimate visa with an Argentinian passport. Also weird. And now he's a war refugee that's now worth millions of dollars. How does this
Yeah, it really doesn't add up, guys. It never adds up.
False. No way. Not this time. We created it. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. No way. We got you. Not a chance. Not this time. It never happened. It never happened. We made this one up. It's fiction. We made up this one. We made it up. Not this time. Wrong. Not this time. Not this time. You're wrong. Not this time. It never happened.
Guys, center.
The carpets.
I think we need to check on this. Family, let me know your comment. Let me know your opinion below. Comment below. Let me know what you think about Sandra. Let's move on.
In the casino. You know why they're so ugly?
Why?
So they don't want you walking around too much, and since the carpet is so ugly, you don't focus on like walking around. You're focused
Oh, you
more
focus on the game.
on the games, because it's like, nah, I don't want to walk around this ugly ass carpet. Let me just sit down at a game.
Oh, true.
know what I mean?
I heard if you want to like pick a really good slot machine, you want to pick one that's near the entrance.
Why?
Near the entrance or near the entrances of the washrooms, because they purposely make those games easier to win.
What?
So that when you walk in, you see people winning.
Oh.
Yeah, or people that are up.
And that makes sense.
Near the washrooms too. So you go for a break, you come back out, and you see somebody up or winning, and then you're like, oh no, I gotta go rush in and get mine too. Remember we were in the casino that one time, and I was in the middle. Mans were up, and what happened? Everybody around us was looking our way because we were making so much noise. And what did it make everybody else want to do? Spend their money too.
Guys.
Oh, guys. I've been to the casino before, and I think it is somehow true. Their carpets are not nice. And it's true. The games at the entrance always makes it easy to win. Oh, okay. Let's move on, guys.
Look at this. They straight up think that you are dumb. Now, I know a lot of people have fallen for a lot of dumb stuff over the last 2 or 3 years especially. But surely this takes the biscuit. Surely the sheeple are not going to lap this one up. I mean, this is the big push, isn't it? Global warming, climate change. Well, global warming, we were all supposed to be dead back in the 80s and 90s when there was supposed to be a hole in the ozone layer. Now we're supposed to have drowned because all the ice caps are melting. And it's all BS, guys, to bring in the new round of laws and to introduce social credit scores, 15-minute cities, so to make you feel guilty about just living your daily life and taking a plane ride, when the people propagating this have all got private jets, the biggest hypocrites, and it's all BS. We need carbon.
check my dog. Maybe it's also questioning itself if it is trained to think like us.
Conspiracy theories. How do you feel about conspiracy theories?
They're a load of bollocks. I don't know why I'm here.
Mostly because this is like early episodes of the podcast, and I won't lie to you, we're on a budget. We just need someone with an opinion right now.
And I'm happy to give one. What a load of shit. It's usually someone wearing I don't mean to sweep with a broad brush, but someone's got a tin hat on and they'll have been somewhere and they won't have any friends. And then it'd be like, oh, well, this person's also mental. Let's partner up with them.
Why do you think people believe in conspiracy theories, though? Why do you think people buy into them?
Have a social life.
How do you feel about that?
I have a social life.
You know that, guys. So that is her opinion on that. But let me know yours. Is she right or she's wrong?
Adam Sandler theory?
No.
Okay, so we all know Adam Sandler and his iconic movies, but I saw a video by Sean Coney, and there's a crazy theory that all the movies that Adam Sandler has been in are all connected.
That would be so epic if they're all connected.
Yeah, so in his past movies, he's had multiple people come back to play the same exact character in different movies, showing they're all connected. Like, we all remember Happy Gilmore, and if you look back at who his caddy is, the same exact character is seen in Jack and Jill 18 years later playing the same role.
That caddy was the best.
Yeah, and remember Chubbs?
Yeah, Happy's coach.
Yeah, so in Happy Gilmore, we see Chubbs fall out of the window and die, but in the movie Little Nicky, when they're in heaven, they see Chubbs there, and they literally call him Chubbs, and they say he used to be a pro golfer.
Chubbs made it to heaven.
But we also see in Little Nicky one of Rob Schneider's iconic characters, who's always yelling, "You can do it," who's also in The Waterboy and The Longest Yard. And in Big Daddy, Rob Schneider plays the sandwich delivery guy, who's also seen in Mr. Deeds as the same exact character.
Those were honestly two of his best movies.
Yeah, and in Hubie Halloween, we actually see Ben Stiller come back and play the same exact role he did in Happy Gilmore, who was like the evil, like, nursing home guy.
I feel like it's safe to say that the Sandler verse is real.
Oh, guys, it's true. If you watch all his movies, see what they're saying is really true. They tend to link up. I never thought of this, guys. Whoa.
Just recently,
Yeah, what happened?
Michael Jackson's son had a party. Now people are saying Michael Jackson was actually there in disguise, bro. No, look at this, look at this, look at this. But it's so obvious. This shit is obvious. Look, look. I'm gonna show you the video. I'm gonna show you the video. So, Michael Jackson, he was known for being allergic to the sun because of his skin.
Okay, so he's like.
So he's always wearing like long sleeves or stuff to cover himself.
Yeah.
So you can see here. See, he has an umbrella, always wearing sunglasses, always covering his skin. Now his son and I think his manager, they had a big like yacht party.
Okay.
Now there's somebody on the boat that looks very suspicious.
Oh,
because
hell nah.
it's the only person that's wearing full covered, and look at his face and look at the choice of attire.
Bro,
So people are saying this is Michael Jackson after another plastic surgery to change his identity.
Oh, hell no.
And
Hey.
You mean to tell
Guys, what do you think about this? Is it true? Is Michael Jackson really alive? Or he's really dead? Or this simply another conspiracy theory? Let me know your ideas at the comment section, guys.
me that y'all really thought that Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner relationship was real? You mean to tell me the Kardashian and Jenner family, the family that is known to do everything for marketing purposes, known to do everything strategically so that they can elevate their reputations and not ruin their image, you're telling me that same family, like you really thought that relationship was just organic? Are you serious? This is all just a conspiracy theory, right? But I used to mess with this guy. I just want to say that. But he was low-key in the industry, right? And I was telling him about like the Raul, Rosalia, and Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner type of thing. He doesn't really know much about Latino Chisme, but he was like, oh, you know, like there's actual contracts that people will sign to like, you know, be a couple, you know, and all of it really does is like elevate their image. You know, sales go up, they go to events, like it really does help them. And I was like, you know, I kind of heard about it, but I didn't really know that it was like a real thing, but it makes sense. The first couple that I really think that comes to mind, I personally think that Raul and Rosalia was a contract relationship. Now, before y'all get mad at me, because I know y'all don't like when I talk about that lady. Rosalía came out, right? She was doing like the flamenco pop, but of course, obviously, they wanted to push her more to that reggaeton scene because that's where the money was, right? So, in order for her to make her look better, I believe that Rosalía and her team and Raul's team got together and was like, okay, let's do an introduction at the Latin Grammys. You can't tell me that's not some behind the scenes shit. And do I actually genuinely think that they actually fell for one another? Yes, I absolutely do think so. But a lot of it did look like marketing to me. I mean, you can't tell me that you're going to have an engagement and then after the engagement, you're going to drop an EP. I'll be so mad if I'm engaged and then my husband is like, do you want to drop a mixtape? I'll be like, are you serious? Now, Rosalía is dating a white boy and Raúl Alejandro is, you know, being a dog. Things are back to normal. Bad Bunny, I don't know what he's doing. Bad Bunny, if you see this, I actually do live near Los Angeles. I drive, so like I don't really mind pulling up to you. And we could just do whatever. I'm not looking for anything serious. So, you know, if you're looking for like relief, like, you know, yeah, my man.
Wow.
Somebody's been lying. But we're about to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is a lie. It's also an illusion. Look, we've been going over history. We've been talking about a lot of changes that have happened sudden changes, all right? And in order for them to make these things fit, they had to play with the timeline.
Okay.
Watch this. George Washington was born on the 11th of February, 1731, but his birthday was changed to the 22nd of February, 1732, due to Britain adopting the Gregorian calendar. They adopted the Gregorian calendar in 1752, and it replaced the Julian calendar. The Julian calendar being a calendar ordered by Julius Caesar in 45 BC, so they say. But that wasn't the first time that time was changed, which makes me wonder, how long has the time really been off? Listen close.
What if everything you knew about time was a lie? According to German historian Herbert Illig, the year isn't 2023, it's 1726. The German historian claims that the Gregorian calendar is a fake and that most of the Middle Ages never happened. It sounds like something a crazy person would say, but Herbert isn't insane. He's a scientist who says he has archaeological evidence to prove what he's calling the phantom time hypothesis. Herbert says the conspiracy began with Pope Sylvester II, Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII, and Roman Emperor Otto III. These three powerful men of the ancient world got together and changed the calendar. Emperor Otto wanted his reign to start in the year 1000 AD, instead of when it really started in 996 AD. The reason behind this was that Otto thought 1000 sounded a lot better than 996. The trio then altered documents and created false historical events to make it happen. But they didn't just alter 4 years, they made up 297 years of history. The thought process behind the theory is that between 614 AD and 911 AD, nothing historically significant happened. And Herbert says there are discrepancies between the Julian calendar and the Gregorian calendar. He believes that the architecture in the 10th century was far too modern for when it was supposedly built. There are now supporters who believe the Middle Ages was 300 years shorter than it really was. That would mean Jesus Christ died 1700 years ago, not 2000 years ago like most biblical scholars would claim. Herbert and others who support his theory say there are documents that prove it, and apparently the church is in on it too, knowing full well that we are living in a completely wrong year.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Guys, this is creepy. Wow. So if the time that we live in is an illusion or time has been changed to suit what others want the time to be, then the time that we are living in today is not real. Wow, guys, this will make you really think. Oh.
Movie How the Grinch Stole Christmas, do the Who's summon a demon? This theory says yes. Now, everybody loves the classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Whether the live action or the cartoon, it doesn't matter. Everyone loves the movies. However, did you know that the Who's are some witches and warlocks? So a lot of people don't know this, but at the end of the movie, in the cartoon and in the live action version, the Who sing a song around the Christmas tree called Bahu Doris. Did anyone ever ask what that means? In my many years of seeing this movie every Christmas, no one ever asked the question, what does Bahu Doris mean? And I'm gonna tell you today. In the live action and the cartoon version of The Grinch, the Who stand around the Christmas tree and summon Bahu Doris. Bahu Doris translates loosely to fruit of the forest. And lastly, because the artist of this song was German, I surmise that they were actually summoning the Germanic mythological creature, the kobold. And the creature can appear as a small fire.
A number of...
Oh, guys. Wow, I'm really learning new things today, guys, because I've been watching that movie and cartoon every year, every Christmas, and I've seen them sing that song around the Christmas tree, but I've never thought of this, guys. Wow, it means there are things really hidden in movies, guys. We need to really squint our eyes and filter the films that we watch.
Of internet grifters and conspiracy theorists point to a 1909 article from the Arizona Gazette as proof that an explorer named G.E. Kincaid found Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. And it's true, that article from the Arizona Gazette does indeed exist. And it does indeed state that G.E. Kincaid, as well as a team of investigators from the Smithsonian Institute, led by Professor S.A. Jordan, investigated this incredible site where objects possibly of Egyptian origin is found in the Grand Canyon. But here's what those grifters and conspiracy theorists won't tell you. There is no record of any such expedition. There's also no evidence of any kind that any of the people mentioned in this article ever even existed. The article mentions that G.E. Kincaid was the first white person born in Idaho, which isn't true. That honor goes to the daughter of this woman, Eliza Spaulding. Additionally, there were no photos at all of these artifacts, and the Arizona Gazette was the only newspaper to run the story, except for this article, which was put out by the Coconino Sun just a few weeks later in 1909, reporting that the whole thing was a hoax and likely a Mulhattan-style story. What's a Mulhattan story, you ask? Well, in the late 1800s, this fellow, Joseph Mulhattan, a traveling salesman, became a notorious hoaxer who was somehow able to get multiple newspapers to print several far-fetched stories that were completely made up. And this was a common problem in the late 19th and early 20th century. Grifting was just as common then as it is now, only it wasn't clickbait, it was buy my newspaper and read it bait. So the only evidence these people can produce is based entirely on a hoax. There is no evidence of any kind that Egyptians or any other culture outside of indigenous Americans, and of course Europeans later on, were ever in the Grand Canyon. Sleep well, friends, and memento mori.
Oh, guys. Oh, my God. So all our beliefs are wrong, guys. I read in books that they live in the Grand Canyon, but if they are not there, the rich people live in there, guys.
I'm the most famous serial killer of all time. My name is Jack the Ripper. It all started in 1888 when Jack the Ripper terrorized the streets of London, England for 12 weeks straight. It all started with one gruesome murder, then another. He targeted the Whitechapel area of London, which was well known to be a hotspot for nightlife. This area was a popular destination amongst young women, which seemed to be his main victims. Jack would appear from the shadows, coming out of his evil lair to prey on his next victim. He was most famous for slaying after female night workers and had a fetish for slit throats and mutilated corpses. On one occasion, it was speculated that he munched on one of his victims' kidneys. His victims used to drink in the local pub, and it was said that he would stalk the streets waiting for one of them to leave, and that's when he would make his vicious attacks. What makes this story even more scary is the fact that Jack the Ripper was never, ever found. Legend has it that his ghost is still roaming the streets of London looking for his next victim. To save yourself, comment, "Save me from the Ripper," right now.
The truth about North Korea. Every 5 years, a lottery is conducted amongst every able-bodied citizen of North Korea, and 1 in 20 are selected to live above ground and maintain the charade. The atmosphere we live in is a lot worse than we know. Think about how you feel when you hold your breath for a long time. It's hard to think straight. You feel scared and upset. The pollution in our atmosphere causes us all to feel a lesser version of this at all times. This is why things have gotten so strange lately, and why everyone seems so aggressive and upset all the time. Our brains aren't getting the oxygen they need to function properly. North Korean scientists noticed this in the mid-80s, and Kim Il-sung began research into underground cities to save his people. Kim Jong-il put his father's work into practice and began building cities underneath North Korea, and Kim Jong-un built them up to the level they are now. Underneath North Korea there is an interconnected series of utopian cities. Work is fairly divided amongst everyone. They focused on strengthening the immune system as a whole, and have erased any kind of disease. Aside from teenagers doing graffiti and occasional drunken arguments, the crime rate is basically zero. This is why North Korea seems so awful. They're spending the lowest amount of money possible to make the country appear as if it is a real one. It costs billions a year just to maintain the appearance of being a bad country. Living above ground is considered a national service though, and people are happy to do it. If you've ever thought all the things you heard about North Korea sound ridiculous, that's because they are intended to be. The writers of these lies want people to know the truth, but they are threatened by world governments to keep their utopia secret.
Guys, I will not be surprised about this because for North Korea, personally, I've read about them and I've read their videos, and there's something that doesn't add up. So if they have underground cities, then wow, then what are they planning to do, guys? Why have they built a whole city beneath, and those living on the ground itself? Guys, there's a lot to talk about this, but let me know your opinion about this at the comment section, guys, because this will make you think the whole day.
Guys, you're not going to believe this, but they say this map right here is the real map that the powers that be have been keeping from us. And they say it's 178 worlds on this map. Let's get a closer look at this. So they say that we are in the middle, and that's the ice wall. And these are the lands beyond the ice wall. Now let's look at some of the names of these lands. So here's some lands on one side of the ice wall. Atum, Atian, that's the name of the ocean up there at the top, Ocean of Nu. Now here's the east side of the ice wall. You have this ocean and these lands right here. And here are some more lands. As you can see, Isis, Osiris, and check this out, guys, Human Colony. Now, this map is from this book called The Lands of Mars, 178 Worlds Under the Great Dome. You can get this book on Amazon. So, guys, please do your own research. Check this out, because I know this sounds crazy. Go check out the book. Do your research. Peace, get woke, and keep rising.
Guys, it's true. We have to do our own research on these things, because if this is the actual map, then the one that we know is a sham, guys. Let us do our research. I'll do mine, guys, and let me know, comment below, let me know the research that you've made on this conspiracy theory, guys.
I want you to know that they just awoke the Kraken. On September 5th, NASA announced that they were going on a mission called Operation Squid Game. This task was mostly for research purposes. However, what they didn't tell the public is that they had much darker plans in mind. NASA took a fleet of 5 deep-sea diving submersibles and began their journey on September 7th in the Atlantic Ocean. On the second day, they had reached their destination 4,000 meters beneath the surface, where all the submersibles were searching the ocean floor as if they were looking for something specific. They were searching for over 3 hours until they suddenly found it. They were in search for an entrance to an underwater cavern infested with large squids and octopus. The submersible entered the cave and the whole crew were astonished by the size of the squids near them, some reaching sizes of 50 meters long. As the submersibles went further into the cavern, it grew dark, murky, and silent. It was as nothing had entered this part of the cave for decades. When suddenly catastrophe happened, one of the submersibles bumped against the wall. It let off a loud bang that echoed across the cave, and rocks and rubble fell down of its walls, but all went silent around 5 seconds later. Then something happened that the men would never forget. Out of nowhere, the whole cave began to rumble, and they saw a massive eye begin to open up directly in front of them. The team was quickly called for an evacuation. Unfortunately, NASA has reported that they have not been able to contact the whole crew since that day and are unsure of their location and current state. However, just this morning, NASA have released video footage from the day it happened. I can't show it on TikTok as it breaches guidelines, but if you want to see it, share. Then more than photos.
We are going super conspiracy theorist mode with this one. I haven't seen nobody talk about this on Leaving the World Behind. I've been waiting, patiently waiting, and now I just gotta get it out there. Call me weird if you wanna. This is for entertainment purposes only. All of these things are just theories. I may be wrong, I may be right. Only time will tell. With this one, only time will tell. So I'm posting this because if this conspiracy theory is right, which I hope is not, we are also getting dates on this. Let's get started. First thing that I want you to pay attention to is the length of the movie. Now, if you kind of play with these numbers, if you put the 2, if you go backwards, it's 24, 12, 2. If they wanted to make the movie shorter or longer, they could have by speeding up or slowing down the credits, but they made it this length for a specific reason. Julia Roberts made an appearance on Friends for the Super Bowl episode. Very important, she played Chandler's girlfriend. The reason why that date, February 12, 2024, is kind of suspicious to me because it's the day after the Super Bowl on February 11th, 2024. But wait, there's more. I want you to pay attention to the channels. The first channel that she turns from. You seen the channel? Let me show you the first channel 104. So what does 104 have to do with an emergency broadcast? On October 4th, there was a national emergency alert test. Is this the 10-4 that I was looking for to let me know that this is encoded and I understand on the right path? These are the channels that she changes through. And also you can use these channels as timestamps. I went through the movie and specific timestamps of this are showing different things in the movie. I suggest you check it out as well. Now, I've looked into many different dates for these. I've even looked into a Bible verse that happens with this because this one is the same channel. This scene when the daughter and the father are in the room by themselves and they're watching the announcement is on channel 1114. You see them two standing and then you see 2 lamps on. There are 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before God of the earth. You got to ask yourself, why would they spend so much time on this scene? And right here, nobody's pointed this out. Let me show you. What I believe this says, I think it says deep state. Why would they waste time on this scene? What I want to talk about is Tesla, and I'm going to offer you a new thought with this Tesla scene. This Tesla scene happens an hour and 13 minutes and 42 seconds into the movie. Tesla earning announcements are happening on January 24, 2024. What do you think is going to happen to Tesla stock? What happened in that scene? This boat scene is about 47 seconds long. When we realize that the boat is going to crash to the shore to the point that the boat crashes onto the shore, it's 47 seconds long. Why is the number 47 important? Because the world oil reserve has about 47 years of oil left in it. I could go on and on, but we're over 3 minutes now. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this type of content and you want to see more, keep me motivated by sharing this, by commenting this, by liking this. And I really appreciate you. Thank you very much for your time. This is all for entertainment purposes. I do not wish any of these things to happen. Goodbye.
Oh my God. Guys, I've watched the movie. I watched Leaving the World Behind just yesterday. And personally, I never discovered what this guy just discovered in the movie. This is just creepy, guys. The movie, personally, when I watched it, I didn't get the whole idea, the whole concept. But I think there are critical clues in this movie that are pointing to some strange stuff, guys. And what the guy is saying, if it is true, then we need to be careful. But if not, then this is another conspiracy theory, guys. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.